Forgiveness is spiritual. Punishment is legal. They're mutually exclusive. Hey, I'm Nivea, and today I'm going to recommend you 5 fictions that are related to World War II. So I'll not be including any non-fictions like Diary of a Young Girl, Man's Search for Meaning, which are all related to World War II. This is going to be a list of books that I'm going to recommend from my side related to fictions on World War II. So let's begin. The first book in my list is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This book is set across the period 1934 to 1944. It's about a girl named Mary who is blind at a very young age. Her father Daniel is a locksmith and a miniaturist. He builds models of the city and streets so that his daughter can figure out the ways in the city all by herself. Then we have another kid named Werner who stays in an orphanage. He's a very inquisitive kid who is very much skilled in electronics, radios and transmitters. Mary's and Werner's paths cross each other. It's a very beautiful book, but I wouldn't suggest this book for beginners because it's difficult in terms of language as well as the way it is written. But for an avid reader, this is definitely a must read. With that, let's go to the second book in my list. The book narrated by none other than Death, Marcus Isaacs' The Book Thief. As it states in this book, death has never been busier than the World War II period until then. It's a story of a young girl named Liesel who is very much fascinated by the power of words. Her mother is forced to send her to a foster home so as to avoid Nazi persecution. This heart-racing book can make you smile, cry, and also make you rethink about life. It took me a few pages in order to sink into the book, but then after a few pages, I was transported into completely a different world. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. The Storyteller by Piccard. This book is about a girl named Seth Singer who builds friendship with an elderly man named Joseph Weber. Joseph confesses something to her one day or tells a secret to her one day, and then the entire plot changes. It's a story about redemption and forgiveness. Now, where is World War II in this plot? That is for you to read. The experience will be much better without knowing beforehand how the story is related to World War II. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer. This book is about a young man who sets out on a journey to find a woman who saved his grandfather during Nazi invasion World War II time period. This book switches between 2 plots. Though both the plots are autobiographical in nature, one of them is fictionalized history of an eradicated town. And this book is quite difficult to read in terms of language and hence not again suggested for beginners. For beginners, I would suggest the next book on my list, John Boyne's Boy in Striped Pajamas. I've spoken about this book numerous times, but I still cannot omit it from this list as well because it's definitely on top there for the fictions that are related to World War II. It's about 2 boys named Shmuel and Bruno. They are just separated by 1 fence, which makes a whole lot of a difference though. Bruno has just moved from a countryside and he has no friends here. Shmuel, on the other side, is suffering by the Nazi soldiers in the concentration camp, and they built a beautiful friendship between them. The innocent conversations are phenomenal and it's one of my favorite books. You just get into an emotional ride and I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. So those were the 5 fiction books which are related to World War II, which I highly recommend you to read. If you want to read the non-fiction Man's Search for Meaning, which is again related to World War II, I'll share the link in the description box. I've already made a video about it. Do check it out if you want to. With that, this is me, Nivea, signing off. Until we meet next time, keep reading a lot of books. Bye. Take care. Happy reading.